clearly, Mind Control is now the carry of Nigma. Amar is the offlaner, and you could argue there will be flexibility down the line, maybe some Darkses and stuff, but it is cool to see that they have locked it in within their repertoire of the playbook.
That is something that's definitely true. And, you know, you just mentioned Darkseer, my favorite hero again. Gotta say, Amar, the last time I saw him play it, it was quite bad. I think he has like 4 games on this hero competitively.
It will never be 5, yes.
It's something that they really like to run, obviously, on MC, one of the most accomplished ones in the game. But enough about that hero. We're back into this one. A couple of other things that I think are pretty interesting here. And one thing that I think we should highlight, at the end of Game 2, coming into this game number 3, Entity were top 6 at the Major. You know, this is a team that has looked so incredibly good, and no matter what happens throughout the course of this game, I think as Nigma, you've got to be feeling good that you came in, took a game off of them, pushed them to the very limit. Things went clowny, but they still showed that this team's got a lot of sauce to them.
Yeah, especially when you think about the start of Nigma, like in Div 2, it's like, and then it's like, okay, sure. So, you know, they're coming out swinging, and, you know, Entity, that they've always been that, like, 4th, kind of 3rd place team in EU. That so if Nigma are able to overcome them, sure, it's, you know, good stead. But again, team development is the reason for DPC, and it's, you know, it's clearly working out.
Well, it's funny to think about calling team development for Nigma one of the. You know, a lot of these guys won TI.
I mean, yeah, it's,
you're not wrong though. I mean, they needed to redevelop.
It felt wrong saying it. I won't lie. I'm pretty sure someone's going to have a question mark, but that is the thing about, you know, having a Div 1 and a Div 2. You know, it kind of speaks for itself depending on which division you're playing in.
True enough. Well, some Korates coming out as the pause is there, waiting to see what the situation is and if there's going to be any type of issues. But we will say that a very different type of draft across the other side lanes. Mid, it's going to be the exact same thing. The difference is Stormstormer is, like Lacoste and Kezu were talking about, going to switching it up to Exort.
Yeah, finally, no more Meteor Hammers, okay? And yeah, in this game, the reasoning, like the panel mentioned, there's just a lot of setup, right? There's Avalanche, Toss from the Tiny. If you're really good, you can do the glimpse back into it. And of course, Stormstormer and Fishman, they would have probably practiced this sometime. So yeah, there's plenty of Sunstrike capabilities for Stormstormer to kind of propel himself into the game.
Get off to a hot start and keep building that momentum constantly. And yeah, I like you mentioning the Tiny in this one too. Katomi, I mean, this guy has looked so good. I think last game he looked really solid too, but particularly on his Tiny, when he's able to get it, these position 4 Tinies just make magic happen, it feels like.
Yeah, I feel like it was Saxa the other day with Tundra. He just obliterated the series on Tiny, and I'm expecting to see the same again. Like these POS 4 players, I think Tiny is just kind of mastered by all of them at this point. It's such a fluid hero once you kind of get into the game.
Absolutely. Well, a much better start out of those first couple of waves, at least mid. You can see 6-3 versus 5-0. As we take a look at up top, Watson playing on his Pudge again. Very comfortable on this hero. It is always good. He's been around for a while now, but seeing Pudge back in the meta again just feels right for Dota.
Yeah, it felt good, at least in draft-wise for Entity when they picked it up. When you see Mars, Jakira, Rubik, an abundance of like magic damage, kind of early mid-game heroes, then, you know, you have this Hood, you buy Ags, like you're going to be a really, you know, formidable force on the side of Pudge. So that's why they locked it in with confidence. Of course, Nigma did pivot down the line, but, you know, this top lane, it's going to be quite a back-and-forth lane. If you hit the hooks, as we see here, you're going to get the kills.
Get a free hit there from the tower too. Not bad, not bad. But at the same time, Amar made sure to get that spear back, so there was no glimpse potential from Fishman to get the kill on GH. As MC has pulled the wave back all the way behind the tower. Does look like they lost 1 creep on their way over there. So this is going to be, I think this whole wave denied out now. It's pretty annoying for them as, well, Amar, he gets caught again. Kinetic field down, in some trouble, dropping lower and lower. Dodges the spear or misses the spear, depending upon which way you want to call it. Watson still might be in some trouble there, but it looks like he's going to get out and does still have another hook. Could go fishing here in a moment. Fishman, lower, lower. GH, gotta be careful. There's the glimpse. Got him caught. Get him again.
Yeah, a little bit of anti-synergy there with the lift into a displacement when then you missed the spear. And yeah, unfortunately for this type of lane, that's the type of play which will now propel the Pudge and Disruptor to keep chasing the kill. So yeah, Nigma not having the best of starts in the off lane.
Right, the other two lanes going quite well though. Sumail 17-6 now, and still playing this like very up-in-your-face sort of dynamic against Stormstormer, who is just now getting to level 4, but you can see he is definitely being hampered in this one. The spam is super annoying for him to deal with.
Yeah, we're going to see the exact same as the previous game. I feel like Sumail's going to play on the limits here, constantly fighting. The difference is because Invoker is now Exhort, you're not going to have like EMP. You're not going to have the, you know, Mars just dead again, isn't he?
Yeah, that's going to be another one. You know, the panel talked about Mars and some problems that they have with this hero. Oh, the flesh heap, the damage block. Oh, well
GH has to be careful though. Oh, they tried to go for the glimpse into hook again.
Couldn't quite get it. Does have the Ring of Health, and if he can live through this sort of volatile time, yeah, passing over the Tango, Watson, I think he's okay.
No TP on Mars for like 5 seconds now, so it's like he's just gonna sit in base. He's just awkwardly here.
Hey guys, don't mind me. All right, I'm coming back up now.
Oh, he's doing the catch-up play. So because of the lane being so poor, he's now going for the 7.32E Midas, which is otherwise known as a Meteor Hammer.
Yeah. Well, Fishman. The glimpse comes out a little bit late to send him back to home, and I think that was what GH was trying to stop from happening, to make sure that they didn't end up getting anything there. And that might make the top lane a little bit scary over the next little bit until Disruptor gets back into it.
No, it helps a lot. Like if Amar died twice, respawns, gets glimpsed all the way back to base, and it might have been a Midas in the quick fire. That would have been a completely different story. But yeah, they have to be so careful. Again, to be clear, like Fishman on Disruptor, how Disruptor players play it now with the 2 points in glimpse, like, it is so painful, so scary.
Yeah, and finds Amar again. Spear back, connects onto the tower. That one's good. Watson needs to get out of harm's way, tries to change over the aggro, does manage to get it, but the damage might have already been done. So Watson goes down. We'll have a TP to come back out to lane, but starting to fight back a little bit here. Nigma taking full advantage.
Yeah, really nice spell usage there. That's what, like, unlike the first time where they fed away the 2 kills, if they connect on the spells, like, they also have quite a lot of displacement, right, with the lift and the spear. Oh, yeah. So everyone's got to be careful.
Speaking of,
hitting the spells
again. Fishman drops down Kinetic Field, tries to walk away, no such luck. He is going down too. Now they do find a hook here, and GH gonna get ran down. Sunstrike, it's off the mark. Watson ended up pushing him off to the other side. And it's gonna be a little while until Disruptor can get back, because he doesn't have a TP either. But MC still sitting tall down here, playing up against Toby. He's about even with the Invoker and Pudge, you can see. Just a little bit of gold separating all of these cores.
Yeah, and you know, Kuroki playing his Jakiro. This is going to be one of those games in the bot lane that eventually Terrorblade will have to leave the lane due to the aggression from Death Prophet. Maybe, you know, Disruptor Tiny sync up and enable that Exorcism. But, you know, if you get the levels in Jakiro, you throw down like some early Macropie, push out the wave, you can be quite a nuisance on this hero. I really love the change in the patch. Getting the instant damage on Macropie now. It's going to really enable you to, you know, prevent some blinks and also just to, you know, enter the fight with some ease.
Katomi comes back in the lane, and now things get a little bit more scary for Kuro as the toss back is there. Does have the ice path, the runaway, and they pop Metamorphosis. Sunstrike. Almost enough. Kuro is going to go down. Toby getting the last touch on that from the off-lane Death Prophet. Very well played, but Sumail trying to get up in the face now of Stormstormer, low on mana. Sumail won't go anymore. Hook off the mark. Connects now. GH. Kinetic Field. Fishman backs away. Spear there. Not quite enough damage. They will kill off GH yet again.
Oh, he's looking for a glimpse. Waddle, waddle. Ah.
Couldn't get it.
Couldn't get it. I mean, it's also nighttime. So.
Oh, buddy. Those random hooks could be nice.
Stormstormer is about 100 gold away from his Midas here. So even after under the threat of the Ember spam, he's still able to farm up.
Wait a minute. Ice Path. Remnant. Stormstormer caught. Oh, he just wants his Midas. And now he's going to be delayed that much more. Oh,
jinxed it.
That's annoying. Katomi also getting gone on by Sumail. They got him caught here. Pops the stick, tries to walk away. Diving. They do get the toss back under the tower, but it's another kill gifted to Sumail. Unbelievable.
Yeah, they kind of needed to do that. Like, Stormstorm was having such a chill time in this game. Oh, Fishman. That's a big kinetic, though.
Oh, Kezu said he wanted him to pop off. Do you feel like that's sort of enough right there, or do they just need to keep going for kill after kill?
No, he needs to continue, you know, popping off further down the line here. You need to break open the game a little bit more if you're Nigma.
GH had to take that DD away from the Forge Spirit, which is going to get denied in his face by Stormstormer, who did actually finish the Midas. So
there we go.
At the very least, that comes out. Oh, Toby! Level 6 Exo took the tower, now going to try and use the last vestiges of it to take down MC. MC in trouble, has nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. He just gets a freebie.
Yeah, this will now be the awkward part of the game for Nigma. It's like a Mars free farming top, Terrorblade has no place at home in the bot lane, so it's like they need to now shift their cores around to unlock this Terrorblade to farm more. And in some games it would be this this Mars looking for a gank, but again, in the back of my mind, I remember it's a Mar, so
right.
Will he concede his own farm to assist the Terrorblade?
Well, you did.
Oh, no. Okay, he's going bottom. He's
okay.
Going to continue farming. Oh, he didn't go Meteor Hammer, luckily.
That's what I was about to say. He
Yeah.
decided to switch over to double bracers. Mid lane, they find Stormstormer again, get that kill. Watson wants to get the counterplay, but GH is already there with the lift. And with no hook available, Watson's just going to need to hold on to this tower with the Vanguard. Does have Dismember. It's again pretty scary as he's brought down lower and lower. Does have hook ready onto Sumail, throws it out, good dodge. Katomi, he's going to get caught for the moment, or rather catches, and now the Dismember, they have Toss, enough damage to kill him off? No, the Remnant away is there, Fishman drops. Nigma still playing just absolute perfection around this Ember Spirit mid.
Yeah, it could have been a little bit awkward there. Kroki was ice pathing off to the Disruptor, not helping out Sumail, but luckily with the Remnant out, was able to disengage in time and continue. And I think that's going to be the issue for this Pudge in this game. There are a lot of kiting potential in the toolkit of Nigma, right? You've got Spear, you've got Ice Path, Lift, even the slight chains. Like every hero pretty much other than Terrorblade has a way to annoy this Pudge and just keep that distance away from that rock.
It's really annoying to deal with. And I mean, the also issue as well is, I mean, at the very least, like you're talking about, that Terrorblade is going to be somewhat susceptible to it, and he's bottom of the cores right now. So that is something that, you know, is going well for Entity in that regard. And there's still 1,000 gold up right now, you know, above the side of Nigma. That's mainly just that Terrorblade lacking the farm after getting kind of handled in the laning stage, and tried to Manta dodge with the Illusion Rune, the Glimpse, couldn't quite get it though. And there's going to be the
even smokes up,
way,
but
not going to keep him alive. Does get the Rune Deny. Oh my God, Fishman being a nuisance. Sumail, he's going to try and chase him. Doesn't have another Remnant. Barely get him.
And they high-fived because he got the slight to get his body on top of him.
He doesn't have a Remnant. He won't go for it. They had friends in the area. Watson. Katomi. Pulled back in. Sumail there. Ice Path down. Macro Pyre 2. And yeah, that's going to be a dead Tiny.
Yeah, this is what Nigma needs to do. They need just to create this forward aggression so that this Terrorblade can just catch up behind. And we're really yet to see, you know, Mars enter the game either, right? You know, Mars, he's got, what is it? 4 point Spear, 2 points Rebuke. He's not put anything into stats, okay? So yeah, he's holding 1 point. Actually, no, Psych, he's fully gotten
Rebuke.
Rebuke, yeah. I was about to say, maybe he's holding a point because he does this for fun when he just mode farm. He doesn't really care about having the spell literally leveled up at that time, but no, instead he goes full farm mode.
Okay.
And that puts a lot of emphasis on the double supports plus Sumail to provide that aggression, because he's going to go, guys, I'm going to enter the game when I have BKB. Until then, if the fight comes to me, I fight. If the fight doesn't, then good luck, have fun, see what you can do. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting right now from their playstyle.
Well, they are definitely making a lot happen with these heroes mid, but if you bring more numbers from Entity, that sort of stops the aggression that Sumail can do on this Ember Spirit. At least I think it does. I don't know. He still sometimes seems willing to just run around like a crazy person. But level 10 on him, does have an Invis Rune bottled up right now. Katomi is nearby. They see him over here, I think. Have full vision. Static Storm down. And is this going to be what they need to get the kill? The Invis is there. Avalanche and the toss. It's enough to bring down Sumail.
Yeah, really important pick off. And if you're empty, it's like, thanks for tanking the gank, mate. I'm going to go back to the jungle. You know, cheerio and whatnot. And yeah, for Entity, they kind of need to get some of these big picks. Like, meanwhile, you know, got Toby in the bot lane. He's happily farming up, and I'd argue when he picks up this Greaves, he needs to enter the game. He needs to use this EXO and punish the fact that there isn't this BKB on Mars. There isn't this like Terrorblade who's got, you know, Yasha Dragon Lance or something crazy. It is a very, you know, not very team fight strong Nigma outside of their supports. Slash Ember.
Amar with EXO there. Sunstrike. Oh, not enough damage. Good TP away. That keeps him alive. And well, it looks like Toby's going to go down there. So didn't even actually pop the EXO. Definitely a good decision. But they are able to force Amar away while Watson continues to farm up in the mid lane. Pretty much the only hero that can stay here without too much worry.
Yeah, just really important moves from Entity there. Like, as soon as Mars picks up this the BKB, that will be the point where Entity have to be just a little bit concerned with how they engage, right? If they walk up into Mars, their spells will obviously feel like nothing. And yeah, you got this Blink coming soon on Tiny. Watson's like 1,500 gold away from his Ags. Like, Entity should be looking for that, you know, game-breaking smoke within the next 5 or so minutes. So it's on Nigma to keep poking them and delaying that timing until, oh wait, suddenly we're now ready to rebuttal it ourselves.
It feels like maybe waiting for that level 2 DP ulti is what they could be going for. She's level 11 right now. And then, of course, like Pudge is getting closer and closer to Aghanim Scepter.
Exactly.
So those might link up together pretty well while Stormstormer just keeps farming. And they're doing a good job of out-farming them on the map. A 3,000 gold lead in spite of the 9-9 kill spread across the two teams.
When you lose your safe lane tower so early and your supports are playing an active playstyle, you don't have that kind of passive push out the creeps mentality, which kind of helps you produce that net worth on top. So,
ooh, smoke. Heads in. Katomi in some trouble. Spear, Macro Pyre got them both. Greaves trying to keep him alive.
The hook
to get away, and they find him. So Katomi lives, and, well, Amar, not so lucky. They might just think about going for more, and in fact, they find him here. In trouble, Sumail wants to get out of there. They steal Spirit Siphon. The Glimpse pulls Sumail back in, tries to dodge it. Not gonna happen. Big kills and a bigger objective soon to go down as Tier 1 tower in mid. And yeah, I mean, I can't help but think how much Fishman has done in this entire series. They just play so well around Disruptor. And Katomi, they find him. GH is going to get the kill onto him, but ends up paying the price nonetheless afterwards.
Watch out for the arena.
MC's shown up too. Okay, they find him there. Watson being dropped lower and lower, just decides to TP out. They don't have a way to break it. Stolen Glimpse could be good to take down Disruptor there, but no, not going to happen. So they get the tower, and if Sumail can't find anybody here, they're getting out. Silence, TP away. Oh, well done by Fishman. Spear comes too late. They only lose Katomi.
How incredibly awkward for Nigma. It's a chain of just disengage from Entity. You miss a key stun, boom, TP. You don't have another one available, you get out of here. GH buys back, but no real value. TB uses meta. An incredibly awkward chain of events from Nigma. This net worth lead will slowly grow for Entity once again. All 3 cores sitting up top, happily farming up, and once again, Entity are the team that are going to hit this timing way earlier than Nigma.
Tornado out there as you see the esportsbet.io favoring Entity right now, and I think that, you know, there is still these couple of windows where it's like maybe you can try and help deal with it. Like the BKB for Amar feels kind of good in theory. You've got, you know, Sumail a ways away from a BKB after those couple of deaths. But also Terrorblade. I mean, MC just needs sort of some free time to keep farming. He's trying to get into Yasha, for goodness sake. And they're about to have Ags on Pudge.
Yeah, so the Terrorblade into Pudge matchup, it feels okay for Terrorblade if you always have like one item advantage, or at least you're progressing to your next item in the fight. And it's like Manta, Skadi, Satanic is kind of your sweet spot, where you're able to, when Pudge engages, you have someone to kind of body in front of you. You apply that slow, you kite him out, you kill everyone else. Like, it can be good. But when you're behind, this Pudge, he goes Ags, he sits on top of you. When you only have, when pre-Skadi, you're never really killing him. So it will be a very scary window of the game. Because this Terrorblade doesn't have a game, you know, Entity, they should be able to thrive in these fights. You know, Sumail, he's going to have to do a lot of work to kind of break Entity apart like he did in the previous game.
No, it's going to be a really tough ask for him to make all of that stuff happen. Does have this DD now, which was going to be popped. I think that was just a timeout on that one bottled. And we'll look for another one of these like big runes, because it feels like that's kind of what they need at this point. You know, it's like it's a timing being hit for Entity, and And Nigma just, they need that extra little bit coming their way. But they're ready to run out again. Like we talked about, Watson, Aghanim Scepter done. Can he find a good footing in these fights? They get the silence out. Mar, no BKB yet, and looking for a glimpse target. Can they find it in time? Sumail's right there. Fishman, he's scouted. Can they bring him down? Already, Macro Pyre and a good Spear Arena combination comes out, but Fishman, he is going to be enough to bring him down there. GH Stolen Avalanche. It's a good spell to disrupt these fights.
Yeah, the fight started with Fishman actually using Glimpse quite early on, but it wasn't to the great effect that we've seen, so far in the series, and because of that, they just kind of kept chasing in the hope. It wasn't as clean as the previous disruptor setups. Nigma should be pretty happy with that one, the fact that they weren't punished for such a large rotation from Entity. But again, the net worth still happily shifting in the way of Entity.
Well, we'll see what these next couple of minutes look like here. You're still getting incredibly strong on Invoker too. I think he has an item coming out.
It's a BKB, yeah.
So fully completed on that one after the Midas and bots. Katomi also with the Blink Dagger done and the Philosopher's Stone. He's going to be scaling pretty soon here too.
Yeah, scaling quite nicely with utility. His quick buy showing the Yules, the 4-staff. Against Mars and all these annoying heroes, being able to maybe disrupt their engagement or kite out with your teammates. I like the fact that he always thinks about this type of stuff as a 4-player. Plays on the fringe of the fight, initiates, enables. Probably one of the best 4 players in the region, in my opinion, when he gets his specialty heroes.
Well, we did see that last fight too sort of go a little bit weird, but like we're talking about Katomi with this Blink Dagger, they've got so many good things online. It feels like this would be an okay time for them to try and, maybe take a fight. Think about Roche, and well, they're throwing out one, get them with the hook.
So clean.
And yep, that is what they were hoping for. So 7 Flesh Heap stacks as Sumail gonna be able to dodge that Static Storm actually. So good play there. Amar? Sumail's not with you, but he just kills off Fishman. Okay, Watson in this fight too. GH tries to get away. That's not gonna happen. So the Haze Strewn coming in from Watson, and it ends up being 2 supports for 1. Can they get another?
Yeah, in regards to that aggression you're asking about, I feel like Entity, they're so close to triple BKBs that they'll look for the free picks, like you saw here, this, cute Avalanche toss into Hook into Sunstrike. But until then, DP, 300 gold away. Pudge, about 1,000 gold away. Like, they're so close to this incredible timing where, if you look at Nigma's lineup, exclude Terrorblade because he doesn't really do any damage. A BKB removes all of their damage, right? I feel like there's like a 1 in 10 chance that Nigma can even win a fight against a triple BKB timing if Entity play it correctly. Like, that's how incredibly strong they should be within the next 4 to 5 minutes of this game. If they aggressively posture and look at Roshan, yeah.
It does feel pretty bad when you say their carry doesn't do any damage, but you're not wrong. MC, particularly with meta down for the next 100 seconds.
Yeah, there we go.
It's going to be kind of rough for him, but MC's going to come on in. I guess they don't know that meta's down, so there you go.
And also, if you look at his inventory now, he respects the fact that the game is difficult. He's not going for the Manta, he's not going for farming items.
Yeah.
He needs that Skadi, so when the big fight happens...
He needs to look out, too, because they might be coming his way. Fishman, oh no, and Katomi's over here, too. Avalanche, toss, silence, and gonna be dropping. Was not able to get out of harm's way quickly enough, but they do have a glimpse connection. This is not gonna work.
Where's the damage?
This is not gonna work.
Oh, they can kill that guy, though.
Yeah, Fishman might be going down again, although Exo used. Fishman tries to back out of there. Katomi just runs in, have a toss kill onto Kuro, maybe. He is getting ran down by Toby, does still take some of that ghost damage, while Watson hunting around for Sumail, can't quite get him. Kuro hiding off in the trees. A couple of ghosts are finding him every now and then, but he actually is kind of living through it, but not going to be so lucky on GH.
They're going to find Kuroki? They knew he entered the jungle. Is he going to leave? Okay, no, yes.
Looks like he gets away.
The great escape.
Still, Terrorblade down, Rubik down, and a tower taken. Feels pretty rough for Nigma. 8,000 gold lead now.
A little rough, but I think the silver lining here is the Exo was used in a fashion that the fight was drawn out long enough that this wasn't a win the fight, instantly go Roshan because we're next to it, and we got our BKBs, look how good we are. So,
I thought you were going to say the silver line is they won game 2. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, oh, Jesus.
I don't know.
That was going to be my analysis in like 20 minutes, boss.
Okay. Got it. Well, we'll see. No, I hear what you're saying, though. It wasn't that, like, snowball into the next objective for Entity.
Yeah, and like Ember just got the BKB himself, and we're at 1,200 gold away from, or 1,100 gold away from a Skadi. So it's like, if Nigma can stabilize, there will be a point where the Roshan isn't going to be a simple EXO take it, no contest from Nigma. There's going to be a BKB, there's going to be a Skadi, there's going to be a way in which Nigma can present themselves in the fight to go toe for toe. But again, it's you need to kite out the triple BKB at the start, protect your Terrorblade to go, but there is a window for Nigma to bounce back into this game.
Oh, free courier? No! Goes down.
I don't know why for a split second I was like, maybe he will do it, but no, that's just a dead courier. Luckily, he didn't have any of the components of Skadi already on it.
Yeah.
That would have been, you know,
pretty
absolute disaster.
No, it's true. And yeah, they're even pulling in the waves right now. They know how important the Skadi is for MC. Mar given farm to his carry.
And there it is, Skadi complete. This is the best part of the game for Nigma, because like you lose fight.
That, though, too.
Here it is.
Stormer.
Oh, Arcane Rune for Sumail.
Finds him there with the root. What can they find? Katomi trying to play protection. They drop down the arena, got him caught. Gonna get him killed. Now Watson pulls him in closer on Amar. But do they have the damage to follow this up? Sumail pops his BKB, runs in, connects onto Fishman. Toby kind of in no man's land, not doing that much. And Watson also in some trouble. Although, MC, where's his friends? He doesn't have anybody nearby him. They need help. He can do a lot of damage, but not if he's getting controlled like this. Nobody nearby at all. They're going to kill off MC, and GH also going to fall. They just didn't have the backup they needed.
They had to protect each other. They needed to give Terrorblade a platform to A-click, and when you got half your team running up the high ground, the buyback from Invoker to wrap behind, and also Fishman, yeah, not the best from Nigma. You have to respect the attempt there. They did have a really nice timing, but just the execution wasn't there. Inside the river, underneath multiple entity wards, it's a really difficult spot to, you know, have perfect positioning the entire fight duration.
All right, you think it's going to be good taking down Stormer right away, but as we've seen, you fight around these areas where, I mean, there, I guess it was a TP to a creep wave.
Yeah,
but like, you know, if you use everything to try and take down one, they just buy back, the fight's not going to be good.
Yeah, and you get the Aegis because you're outside the Roshan pit, you have the Exo available. Now this buyback doesn't really feel that bad because he's got the Aegis. Next time it happens, worst case scenario, gets hit by Arena. Guess what? He's just going to BKB after the fact.
CMC here, trying to set up on him maybe, on a ward, but immediately running out of there.
He's got to go. Oh, the Sunstrike's going to...
Oh my goodness. Katomi, he's hiding. MC off to the side. Oh, the tornado caught him. Oh my god, he just died and now going to be brought down again. Entity on the hunt, finding the kill.
Just a beautiful Sunstrike, because of course it will give that lingering vision, so they know it's like, okay, he didn't cross here, he had to go south, and then they just throw everything into the tree line to find him there.
And now with the Terrorblade holding the creep wave back, it would have been good, but the problem is there is a catapult here and Alacrity on it. It's going to be forced to use that glyph. Can they take down the tier 2 after?
They got one little melee creep following.
Yeah, they should be able to get it down, it looks like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, big wins for Entity, trying to reassert some dominance here after a pretty chaotic game number 2.
Oh, don't worry, this one can still get chaotic, boss.
It's true.
You know, you've got some
absolutely.
Mars spear back into base. It's no Magnus, but it's still something to start the fight. Terrorblade at the high ground. You know, the towers and the buildings are your kind of supporting cast to give yourself good positioning. An Entity, they don't really have a, outside of Death Prophet, it's a very one-dimensional high ground siege, so Nigma can plan around that quite nicely to give themselves comeback potential, but for sure Entity are in the driving seat. Win probability is probably still around about 70%, I'd argue.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that you see the way that right now Entity are feeling, yeah, 85 for the moment.
Sorry, I meant 85%, yeah, sorry, my bad.
Well done. You can see them sort of playing together up on the top side of the map. Sumail trying to split the map as much as possible. You know, Mars is down here too, and they're just not really wanting to take any type of a fight, just trying to buy as much time as possible. And Amar even queuing up the Deso afterwards. Stormer wanting to find somebody, but can't quite get there. Also didn't have the Hex yet.
All right, the real question is, and I'm going to... Oh, hold on. Let's see if...
Ava, toss back, didn't pop it. BKB comes out now. Yule Scepter, but Watson's there. They got him again. Oh, Amar, he gets caught slipping in that mid lane, trying to farm up, gets punished heavily.
It's really hard for him to play out this game because, of course, there's BKB piercing stuns, there's ways to punish him. He is trying to be this frontlining hero, but there is no front line with these heroes he's against.
Katomi gonna take some more of that macro pyre burn damage, but does manage to walk out of it after a hook from Watson. 15 to 22, 11,000 gold lead, and another tower just gonna be bulldozed down by the giant man, Mr. Pudge himself.
Yeah, we're in the state of the game when you have these illusion carries. It's always, we need that one more item to hope to enter the fight. It's for Terrorblade at least. He's gonna go for the BKB. That'll give him some protection, at least from the initiation from Tiny. But again, it's if Death Prophet's on you, if there's a Dismember on top of you, you can't really brush that off with this item.
No, it feels like he needs the help from the rest of his team to sort of keep them under control. As Sumail pops the BKB there, maybe thought that there was more people around besides Fishman. And he would be right, Watson was right there too. And ends up getting the kill and then getting out. But yeah, not easy at all. It feels like it has to be the perfect fight from Nigma. And for Entity, it just feels like it has to be a fight.
Yeah, pretty much. Like for Entity, at least, like the way that this game can get awkward is they all have, they have a lot of blink daggers, right? So if they blink into a fight, hoping to, mark the,
oh my
hold
god,
on,
dude, that's crazy. The tornado pushed him away from the rebuke coming from Toby. The spear is going to connect him to a tree, but there's nothing to be gained after that.
Yeah, go back to my previous points. Like Entity just needs to be careful. They don't get carried away with the engagement where they put themselves in a bad position because they think it's a good fight. And then suddenly it's like Ice Path, Macropyres, Arenas. Like there's a lot of counterplay available from Nigma. But of course, in the open terrain, in the vision advantage that Entity is currently playing on with their lead, it's difficult. So.
Stormstormer, Aegis just now is expiring. They smoked up at the same time. Realized that they weren't going to be able to get anything from that. If I'm not mistaken, was that a Bloodstone that I see maybe being built from Toby? Oh no, it's Octarine.
There you go.
That's much less cool.
I mean,
oh my god,
oh, the Sunstrike, yeah. It's like, surprise!
He's like, they have a ward here? What's going on? Ice Path down, MC turns. Oh, wait a minute though, the turn and the kill. Stormstormer going to drop, but Watson playing cleanup, finds the bring down onto MC and Kuro. He's gonna stand in his macro pyre. Watson does not care about that at all. A double kill for the Pudge. And Gem also reclaimed.
I mean, it's a kind of hype turnaround for the situation, but when you press enter key and you look at the left hand side and see who killed Storm,
yeah,
then you're like, it's like that would have been the BKB gold. That would have been like, again, a silver lining to the scenario, but I feel like anytime Nigma shows on a wave, there's some hero here just punishing him here.
And Katomi, I mean, he tried to punish. That's the BKB used. Will get lifted, pulled back in. Avalanche low. Greaves trying to walk away. Ogre Seal Totem is there, and there's going to be the hook. Watson finds himself Amar. Sumail Remnants, but there's going to be the toss.
The shot
able to catch him beforehand. Walks away, Remnants out. Fishman on the hunt, has 2 seconds until Glimpse, and well, Sumail gonna pop his BKB, wants to fight. You can't really fight this guy though. It's the big man, Mr. Pudge, looks for the silence, finds it right there and hooks instead, but there's gonna be the toss and finds the kill. Watson, still too strong.
Sumail spamming B right back. He will be right back in 69 seconds. And yeah, again, Entity just sweeping across the map, just pickoff after pickoff. They got no reason to slow down right now.
Toss forward, Avalanche from long range. Katomi Yules wants to survive, will die when he comes back down from the macro pyre. And GH will eventually die too. Watson actually had to pop BKB and get out of there also. He was brought down very low. And be right back, be right back. Not sure what's going on, but Sumail letting the team know about it.
Yeah, it's good to keep your team updated, especially when you're dead. There's not a lot for you to do.
Yeah. 14,000 gold lead right now for Entity. Showing again why this team performed so well at the major, performed well in the last tour as well. Had to break out of the tiebreakers and trying to reassert themselves here in Tier 2.
Yeah, I feel like for Nigma, like the last 10 minutes or so, they've had like glimpses of, we could actually take this fight if this is present, or if this, support duo is in the, like there's so many chances for them to take these fights, but, or at least not even take fight, but turn them around. But they are in such a difficult spot, which is push out the waves and delay that it presents so many opportunities for Entity to just find non-stop pickoffs. And I feel like as soon as Nigma can get themselves into the same corner of the map and be ready for that play, they will find opportunities to turn around an engagement at one time.
Okay. I could be down for it. That'd be really cool to see if they can make it work. I just like to, this one to go another 60-minute match. Why not? We did also see it's now 1.5 minutes until Roche is going to respawn. E-Blade completed on Pudge.
Yep.
Obviously, such a good answer against Terrorblade now that it's based on the opponent's stats instead of your own. And there it is, the glimpse into Hook. He gets the BKB off, but Dismember is there too. Tries to throw down the arena. And look at the Hex and the control, but the save is there. Sumail able to walk away for the moment, but well, Amar, he's not going to be so lucky. Katomi chasing. Kuro's hiding off in the trees. GH also able to escape.
Terrorblade.
They got him caught in trouble. The one man to hope to get away, but they do have the control, and MC dies to Stormer. So they get out with the supports, not so with the cores.
It just feels like Nigma, even, of course they're behind, it's a difficult position, but they're just not ready to try and make these plays. Of course, it's testament to Disrupt on how much of a nuisance he's being. He's forcing out these BKBs so often when Nigma show for a little bit too long, and yeah, when Terrorblade's dead for 30, he's going to go knocking on the base and see what he can take.
Exo already popped. Watson going to be the tank for this one as Toby gets closer, does all the damage that they can. Still that 20 seconds until the Terrorblade is back up. And, well, they're going to get a second glyph out of him, and it looks like Entity are actually going to respect the high ground hold that is there potentially from Nigma.
Yeah, Exo was, 2-3 seconds away from expiring. Roshan is actually about to respawn, so no Exo. Sure, there's a lot of cheap ways for Entity to take the fight outside of Exo, of course. Toby has a shard, he's going to be able to apply fears, he's got BKB. Like, there's so many ways for Toby to do things outside of it, but yeah, it's kind of a potential window for Nigma to leave their base, and yeah, they are smoking up.
This seems really good. I mean, if they can connect.
If they can connect on one fight, and I feel like this has been the theme of the last however many minutes, it's like if they do that one play, if they actually have numbers in that one opportunity, they can start building the comeback. And of course, they're not in any way in a comeback situation. It's like they just need to get it. But Entity, they're grouping up right now. They understand.
You can also see, though, that these waves shoved out by the Terrorblade, I mean, it does feel like they know that this is coming, even though, like, those waves have been really well pushed out by the Terrorblade illusions.
They're drawing it on the minimap. They know exactly the angle in which they're coming from.
Right.
Toby's in the low ground in the river, behind the trees, ready to break any smoke with the perfect wall above. So yeah, Entity well aware of this.
Playing their vision just about as perfect as you can. And for Nigma, oh wait,
smoking guy going in.
They actually just saw Forge Spirit. The Forge Spirit just ran into them, the whole team. They find Fishman for the moment. Spear is out there, BKB2, but do they have the damage that they need? Hook is out, and Kuro is gone. GH buys back immediately after dying. MC completely alone. The rest of his team is gone. He's BKB trying to run away from Pudge, gets him caught with the hook, pulls him back in closer, and finishes him off. Now Sumail in even further trouble. As stolen Dismember, okay, that's something. Sumail, he tries to TP away, does manage to escape, but the hook is there, won't get away with Dismember this time. As GH goes down, Kuro again hiding off in the trees. Looks like he'll be able to get away this time, unless, well, a chase actually.
Yeah, 2 went down, 1 went up. Oh
my God, Stormer. All right, he's coming for you. Kuro.
I mean, Kuro has no TP, so we're going to have over a 43-second chase, or Storm's going to give up.
He went off to the other side, and yeah, the call is probably just to go and hit some buildings.
Yeah, and again, Katomi, a beautiful entry to that fight. He jumps on the double supports, instantly kills off GH, and they just cause this rift throughout the Nigma lineup. That Terrorblade, he has just no protection from his team. There is no way to keep him alive once this Pudge gets on top of him.
Well, Katomi comes back to try and push out the wave. They have a tier 2 tower that they still need to claim up top, but Entity, they want to take the bigger prize, heading for Roshan. So they will manage to take this, and then off the back of pushing the waves out, most likely look for the tier 2 tower top and ending this game. But for Nigma, it's a still high ground hold that they can do. We saw how effective that was before in the last game. MC's getting closer to a Daedalus, but still a very tough ask for them.
from the Roshan, Watson's going to be picking up the shard as well. So now not only is he going to be a very aggressive pod, he's going to be able to also keep heroes alive. It's a very... They have a lot of, not single target lock, but they have to try and execute one hero. So of course this Pudge in the correct position will be able to keep this DP or Invoker alive if necessary.
Yeah, using that on DP sounds great. Because like we saw GH steal the Dismember before, and like that's so good on Rubik if you have Shard. You can like, you know, dismember people from crazy far away to save their lives. But they don't have that hero that's there for like sort of the exorcism doing damage at the same time while the save is going on. You know, there's the majority of heroes, if you save them, they probably just die after they kill you as Rubik anyways.
Yeah,
oh no. Oh, Amar. Oh god. Oh, they spot him!
Stormcrafter!
Stormcrafter from Stormer, and well, nowhere left to go for him. He pops the BKB pretty late, dodges the blink away from the rebuke, and Entity find another kill. Stormer, he's just styling.
Yeah, just, I mean, he got, what, 3 Invoker games in a row? He's living the dream right now. He gets to play his best hero.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just looking at that worth. Like, Tiny's about 300 gold away from taking over from Mars.
No, it's true. I mean, Katomi's an amazing Tiny. I think he had a Philosopher's Stone for a little bit. Oh, no, it was Fishman that had it. But regardless, yeah. I mean, it has looked quite good. And now they find it from downtown. Watson, the other hero that's just on one of his absolute signature best. Kuro gets glimpsed back, gonna get killed off. They're walking in the Macro Pyre. They're Ogre Seal toteming in the Macro Pyre. They don't care. That is Toby standing tall out front and center, taking down these buildings. An Entity with Nigma in the rearview mirror. They are looking to close out this game. Stormer jumps in. No chance for a connection for a kill on that Hex, as he does back away with the rest of the team. Entity now 30,000 gold lead.
I'm trying to think of the way that they got to get back in, boss, and it's I don't want to lie to you, but it's looking pretty slim. They really need to rely on some mad overextensions from Entity.
You know, it wasn't this bad last game in terms of the gold lead, but there was that moment where, you know, we saw people dive Fountain, and then there's the question of like, could they just hit towers? And it feels like that's what Entity's doing.
Yeah, they're just hitting towers, and luckily for Entity,
they're not diving Fountain.
They also can't, because like Podge, he hooks heroes to them. Oh,
wrong one. He actually went for it, and oh, can't we just hit towers? Now they give up the gem. Although maybe it doesn't matter. Watson, oh, he's controlling him, in trouble, and MC going to die, and the hook connects now onto Amar, wanting to get out of there, but no way to get out. Stormer gives up his life for the eventual good fight, and Sumail couldn't be there for it. As Katomi finds himself another tasty target, it is going to be that Jakiro. Holy moly.
Amar with the buyback has a Shadow Blade to try and, you know, maybe skip some waves or some shenanigans, but yeah, once again, Nigma proving that they cannot take the fight in open space. I feel like these lineups from Entity, though, they're so much fun to watch because of how, like, poetic the fights are. You know, it's like I hook you up. Yeah,
I like it.
Thank you. I hook you out of position, I Sunstrike you. You know, half HP, or you got the support Tiny displacing people. Like, it's displacement and an abundance of damage through just really nice itemization. And
true.
It's like kind of like high skill as well. Because if you miss these spells, if you blink poorly, then you will just get clapped by Nigma's defensive toolkit. But
I mean, we saw it just a second ago, right? Stormer blinks high ground, hexes an illusion, and then ends up dying for trouble right afterwards.
Yep.
Now covering the hook also. Macro Pyre down on top of the Pudge. He's not dying to that one. Katomi tries to get away, still taking a lot of damage. Does not have the Ogre Seal to him, but does have the hook coming from his best buddy, Mr. Watson, who is down very, very low right here.
That's the Aegis still.
Aegis in hand, 30 seconds left on it. If they can keep him low, maybe there's an opportunity, or they can just go for the all-in play. Aegis gonna be reclaimed. So now, Shadow Blade tries to run away. The fear is there, but that is going to be an entire full set of racks. That is Mega Creeps, and Entity ready to close out this game. If they want to, they can just wait for the next EXO.
Are we down for some old fake back shenanigans? Oh, yes, we are, boys. Okay, we do the smoke outside the base. We're going back in.
And they find him. MC didn't stand a chance. Oh, BKB can't get the Sunder off. The BKB was there from Toby. Now Remnant away. Sumail pulled back in. Everybody's dying. Everybody's in some trouble. Amar can't connect with the spear into Arena. And he is going to get now ran down along with Sumail. Katomi has a BKB for some reason. Amar is gone. Sumail looks to get away. They still maintain some vision over him. The Glimpse pulls him back in. And then the Avatos, the Ghost Scepter. Remnant tries to get away, but the Hex is there. And GG is going to be called. Entity with the 2-1 win over Nigma.
Yeah, this was a bit of a beatdown in Game 3 from Entity. I think we learned two things. Fishman Disruptor good. Of course, Stormstormer Invoker.
Kappa.
We knew that.
What do you say? No. You said Kappa.
Let me